Hey y'all. I'm saying hey y'all instead of hey folks or hey everybody because that's what I say at the beginning of every single one of my videos, I realized. So I just wanted to go through and talk about this TechDraw 1 final reflection. This is my demo document here, but you should have a version of this. Oh, I didn't post it yet, but it will be in the Google Classroom under exercises right here once I hit post. Everyone will get a copy of this. So I just want to explain what it is, and I'll give some examples of what you could put here. For the big overview here that's really important for you to understand. First off, don't get overwhelmed. It looks like it's like 5 pages long. It's a lot of empty space, and if you don't fill this up, it's not the end of the world. But I really want to point out at the end, this is really important to me. I want to make sure, if nothing else, even if you don't figure out any of this stuff up here, if nothing else, please tell me what grade you believe you deserve in this class. And I want to know why you gave yourself this grade. So be reflective, be thoughtful. The grade is out of a 100. Do you think you just deserved a 65? Do you think you deserve to fail? Do you think you definitely deserved a 100? I want to know where you're at, because that kind of gives me an idea just of all sorts of different things. And it really helps me also understand how I'm communicating stuff to you. You know, do you think you deserved a really good grade, but in reality you didn't? Or do you think you didn't deserve a good grade, but you did? That might mean to me that I need to communicate with my students better about how they're doing, to say like, hey, you are doing a good job, or to say like, hey, you got to pick up the slack here. So, you know, there's no right or wrong for that at all. I won't directly say that it has an impact on your grade, but oftentimes if people think they deserved a higher grade and I trust them, I am more likely to look for ways to boost their grade. So, you know, it can only help you to put that in there. So anyways, enough rambling about that. That's just really important. That's here at the bottom. So if nothing else, please fill out that part for me. But the rest of this, I basically what I've done is I have listed out all the big topics that we hit on in this course over the course of this semester, these last 2 marking periods. And this is partly for you to just review and be like, oh yeah, we did do that. I learned a lot. But it's also just for me to see what you remembered for almost the same reasons I was saying down here. I want to know why, you know, what you did retain. If every single one of you, if no one mentions, you know, a particular line type or something or whatever, if everyone glosses over one total topic, maybe I'll know, wow, I got to cover that better next time. So this helps me. It helps future students. It helps prove to me that you know, we're following along, and you're going to find it's going to like reactivate stuff in your brain just before you leave here, which really helps solidify it permanently to kind of make this whole class feel like an experience to you, because we're capping it off at the end by having you review a little bit. So really no right or wrong on this. I'm not going to go through and tick anything off. It's more like a survey than anything else. So in this column here, I want to know information or facts you remember about the topic. I tried to put some kind of what I thought to be an important picture for each topic, just to kind of help spur you on a little bit. And then over here, I want to know how this is something that you could learn or you could use in your life. Okay, so just to give some examples here, like drawing instruments. Well, you could look at the picture, right? You could look in your drawing bag. What do you remember about drawing instruments? Just do a brain dump. I actually originally had called this brain dump, but then I thought it felt a little informal. But, you know, don't just steal my examples here, but you could go through and say tape, T square. Maybe you list these as separate bullets. T square, compass, border, title block. Maybe this is the stuff you're remembering up here, and you go through. Plastic strip on the edge of the T-square, you know, things like that. What do you remember about all the drawing instruments? Is there anything that wasn't in the picture? Drafting brush. I don't know if anyone really is using those right now, you know, drawing board. What are the things you remember? And then what can you take away from this that might help you later on? Well, you know, big things that pop into my head about just the drafting instruments in general is how to use a square. I can use a square to draw straight lines. Wow, I can't spell today. On anything that already, what's happening? Am I frozen? There we go. Has a straight edge. All right, so there's lots of things in life that you might need to draw something straight on. Maybe you do sewing and you need to have a straight line on some fabric, and you can lay it down on a table with a straight edge. And maybe you have a T-square or a framing square or some other kind of square at home from a family member's workshop or something like that. You might be able to use it to draw a straight line on something. So think about different ways that you can apply these things that you learned in your life. I'll put bullets over there too. Or apply these things that you learned in this class, okay? Maybe you're going to scribe onto metal to cut something out of sheet metal or something like that. There's tons of things you could list here. So just do a brain dump, list everything you can think of, probably more than what I put here. Just dump stuff down, just everything you can think of, okay? Take your time and go through this. So there's lots of categories here. My computer's being laggy for some reason. So there's a measurement category. The alphabet of lines is stuff like the different line types that we use, how heavy or thick are they. Geometric construction. Okay, big things that might come up in here are, geometry that you might use to draw something in a math class or to prove something in a math class. So just go through, and I just want to see what people remember. I want to see what people think they can apply to their life. And I just want you to do that for each of these big categories. And I'm just going to go through and take a look. Everyone's going to get credit for doing this, unless you you'll get credit based on how much you fill out. So, if you're not filling out the whole thing, I may not give you full credit. So put something for everything and, just do your best on this, right? I know this turned long. I don't even think everyone's going to watch this video, but if you are, you're going to get the primo explanation from me on, how I'm looking to have this filled out. So thanks, folks. And don't forget that last part.